Now, one of the things that's not being talked about very much in the Sony hack emails is this idea that we might have a new Bond, and he might actually be black, okay? In fact, Amy Pascal, who's Sony co-chair here, said Idris should be the next Bond in one of her emails. Now, no, we don't report on the emails, but this is innocuous. It's not a big deal, and everybody understands that this was a possibility. People were joking about it even before the emails came out, right? So that sounds like a fun possibility. I watched The Wire. I loved him in The Wire. I've seen him in a number of movies. He's very suave. He's from the UK. It just makes sense in a lot of ways. Now, obviously not like the other Bonds in one particular way. Nobody's missing that detail. The guy who seems to have focused on that a lot is Rush Limbaugh.
He was white and Scottish, period. That is who James Bond is. And I know it's racist to probably even point this out. But the franchise needs to get with it, right? The franchise needs to get hip. The franchise needs to get with the 21st century. Well, that's right. We have 50 years of white Bonds because Bond is white. Bond was never black. Ian Fleming never created a black Brit to play James Bond. The character was always white. He was always Scottish.
When you start a sentence with, this is probably racist, you should stop right there. Don't finish the sentence. Don't finish it, right? Just word to the wise. But Rush, as usual, is not taking our advice. Now, listen, has Bond been white up until now? Yes, of course. We all know that, right? But he's a fictional character. It's not like you made Thomas Jefferson black. It's James Bond. He doesn't really exist. It's from a novel. In the novels, he was white. We get that, right? But it is certainly possible that the next Bond, we've had many different Bonds. I mean, you could argue Daniel Craig. That's not. No. Earlier, it was Roger Moore. Pick that one out of a hat. Okay. So no, it can never be Daniel Craig because Bond is supposed to be a redhead. Roger Moore's a redhead, right? So no. Bond's always supposed to be a redhead. I mean, you could make that kind of, I know white to black's a little more different, right? But he can be anything he wants. The real question here is, why does it bother Rush so much? Who cares? This is the kind of reaction that they had when somebody suggested that there could be a black Santa, right? They were like, no. Heads explode. There is no black Santa. Again, I hate to break the news to you guys, but Santa is also fictional. We can make him anything we like. Yes, normally he was drawn up as a jolly fat guy who's white, right? You can make him a skinny Asian if you like. The world's open to us. So if they think that they'll get good box office returns and he'd make a great Bond and they'll make more money, hey, Rush, we call that capitalism, isn't it? Okay, I know it bothers your racist ass, and that's probably why you won't go to see the movie. But the rest of us are not like you, and we might enjoy things a little shaken, not stirred at Bond. Shake it up a little bit, get it? Ay, ay, ay.